You know, wine is something I'm deeply immersed in. Like a lot of people, you don't know why you fall in love with something. I was 21, living in France, and just fell in love with wine. And it was a challenging thing for me. So I didn't have a lot of money, but people would always say, you know so much about wine, what good does it do you? And I'd say, here's a good thing. And I'd go to a store and I'd buy a $2.75 Crozes Hermitage back in the 1970s while traveling in France. That was genius. And that's a great thing to know about. Everybody knows that Mouton's fantastic and Romanée-Conti's wonderful, but if you can't afford it, it doesn't do you any good. So at that point, it really greatly enhanced my life. I still spend more time thinking about what I'm going to prepare for lunch than I spend thinking, for instance, what shirt I'm going to put on, or where I'm going to buy my shoes, or if I want to go shopping. And that part of the food and wine aspect of life is to me the most fun. I enjoy having family meals. I enjoy having friends over for meals. I cook every day at the winery when I'm there for lunch, and that sort of conviviality with my employees is very important to me. And wine's what makes that whole thing work. I think at a party, when you look at people who are happily buzzed on the right amount of wine, you have the greatest moments of joy you can have among people. When you have the end of that party and some of the people are a little bit blitzed, maybe that's not the happiest ending to the party you can have. But that's what wine means to me. It's a daily consumption. I have it for lunch, and I have it for dinner every day, and that's it. It's been really good to me so far.
Okay, well, I actually have a half question. You talked about the $2.75 Crozes Hermitage. What's the deal that nobody knows about that they should in the stores right now?
That's an interesting question. That's a really interesting question.
Like you got that $5-10 in your pocket. What do you want to get?
I'm buying generic German Rieslings made by companies who are representing, that have been selling, the more expensive products, or I'm buying something from someone like Armandil or Willem Haag or Robert Weil, where they used to make just cabinet and up, and the wines sort of started at $35 and went really high. Now they got wines that are $15, $16 that are totally delicious. So look at a good vintage and do that. The great thing that I recommend everyone to shop for, which no one wants to shop for, in 09, for instance, people are going to run out and try to buy Chambertin for $500. Well, more power to them. But in 09, you can go out and buy yourself a Chory-les-Beaunes, or you can buy a Bourgogne. You can buy the cheapest. You can buy a Marsanne or a whatever Desange from the hills of Burgundy, an Haute Côte de Nuit wine, because everything got ripe then. That's totally inexpensive. That's under $20. That will be completely delicious. And so, great vintages, lesser wines from well-known and established areas are phenomenal wines. Look for an 09 Cru Bourgeois or a Côte de Fronsac and pay less than $25. Unless you're a billionaire, and then go out and buy Pavis de Cesse for $450 on futures.